hear my voice, clap twice. All right, great. Happy December. We're here at our final Oak Park Neighborhood Association meeting of the year. My name is Adjourn, the president of OPNA for at least a little bit longer. And really just excited for this conversation. We're going to be talking about the future of the Oak Park Farmers Market, which OPNA has been involved in for years and years and years since its establishment. You know, the Oak Park Farmers Market was founded by Jody Ditherington, who's a co-founder of OPNA 20 years ago. So a lot of ties and a lot of history between OPNA and owner. We care a lot about the market. Raise your hand if you like the Oak Park Farmers Market. Do you care about it? It's like
Great, my work here is done. See you later.
Yes. So we're going to be hearing from Nicole Rogers, who, by the way, has quite the resume.
Oh.
So I want to hear your kind of a little bit more about you, who will be facilitating this discussion. But before we go there, I want to do some intros. We always do a round of intros and see who's in the room. So start with you, Mary. So if you just want to share name, where you live, and that's enough. And you can share like cross streets if you're really into it.
I'm Nicole Rogers. I live in 56 and Broadway, 56 11th Avenue. We're in the next part.
Yes, next part. Yeah.
And we love the farm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I believe that's that strange visitor from South Park.
Thank you.
My name is Irie, also a strange visitor. I grew up in the farm.
What's up, everybody? Loyal Terry, relatively new to Oak Park. Been here since October 1st, and love it so far.
Oh.
Well, thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Jennifer. I live on 11th and 45th. Been here since 2017 and love it.
I'm Mia Rose. I've lived in Oak Park my whole life. I was going to say how many years. Okay.
I'm Pat, 6th Avenue, and I've been here 43 years.
It's hard to follow.
So you're a driver license.
No, right. There you go.
I am not originally from here. I was born in French Camp, raised in Oakland, lived in Santa Barbara, went to the Air Force, been around the world. And the Lord said Oak Park, and I was like, I'm not used to living like that. And I've been here for years. That was the conversation. That's good.
My name is Mary. I work with the River Center for Children. I'm a neighborhood navigator. I provide parenting classes. I did bring my calendar, so if you're interested in classes for your children or yourselves, the calendar is on the page. Yes. Been here for 40 years.
Hi, I'm Kim. I'm a board member. I live on 10th Avenue. Been at Oak Park 10 years now.
Thank you. Let's go to Darnell. We just walked in. Doing intros. Ready to come in the back.
Community Partnership Manager for Habitat for Humanity up here at Sacramento. And I live off Howard Avenue in Parkland. In the finger. They call it finger.
Right. Let's go over here.
Estelle Giles on 6th Avenue in MLK, and I've been in Oak Park for 41 years.
I'm Michelle. I live off of 13th and Hamilton, and my husband and I are from the church here.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Wilson McDowell III. I live on Martin Luther King and near Fruit Ridge. And I've lived in Oak Park for a lot of my life. And I was lived on 20th Avenue on the other side behind Christian Brothers for about 8-9 years. And then later on lived over on 14th Avenue for about 4 or 5 years. And now I own a property. My property is up the street. So almost 20 years in Oak Park.
I'm Tina, and I'm here helping Nicole Rogers.
Hi, I'm Nicole Rogers, and you're going to hear so much more from me in a minute. Thanks for having me.
Lester Macho, relatively new to the park since June or July. Live on 7th and 34th.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Yesenia Jimenez, originally born and raised in South Central, Lincoln Heights, down in LA. Yeah, and I've been living here for 12 months in cross streets. Predominantly focused on ending child poverty, so I work at the statewide level on policy limits.
I'm Austin, been here for a little over a year, and I live on the corner of 33rd and 4th Avenue.
I'm Noelle Brenner, and I live on 4th Avenue, and I've been here about 30 years, and my big project this last year has been developing Diagon Alley.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. Raise your hand if you've been to the Diagon Alley spot. Okay, we need to tell more people about it. Maybe during announcements we can remind people what's there.
Hi everyone, my name is Petra. I'm OPNA's treasurer, and I'm also a job coach at Asian Resources on that bridge.
Awesome. Cheers to our treasurer, please.
Hi, I'm Abby, I'm a board member. I've been living on 10th Avenue for about 20 years.
Awesome.
Everybody, I'm Michael Blair, and I've been around, I'm a board member here, and I've been around Oak Park. I think I lived here about 22 years, something like that, so I'm becoming an LG now.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Jubert. I'm not a board member, but I do live on 4th Avenue and 43rd Street. Thanks for having me. Been living over about a year and a half now.
Awesome.
Hello, I'm Ethan Controversial. Actually, I live in Midtown, but I work in Oak Park with Adrian.
Yeah, first OPNA meeting.
Oh, yay.
I'm Robert. I live at 36 and Vine Street and 35-year resident.
Awesome.
I am Martha Tritt. I live at 33rd Avenue, and I've been here for 3 years.
I live at 33rd and 2nd Avenue. Yeah, the cutest little free library in front of my house. 33rd and 2nd, so come by and visit. And I've been in Oak Park since 1985.
Awesome.
So, loved it even when the real estate agent told us we shouldn't look at the house in Oak Park. So we're very happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Melody. I moved here almost 20 years ago from Pittsburgh, California. I live in downtown, but I don't really live there, I just sleep there. I am a business administrator for the Salvation Army on Land Run Broadway.
Awesome.
And I also work with Johnny, the Summer Market, and a little sidebar, I write grants.
That's awesome.
My name is Rico Gordon. I've been at Oak Park my whole life, born and raised here since '82. I don't know if that's beating anybody, but yeah, I started business here a few years ago as well. So yeah, just trying to connect outside of like the one-on-one meetings.
What's the name of your business?
It's Oak Park Massage Clinic.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. I may be a customer.
My name is Yolanda Ashford, and I live on 32nd and 12th. And I come here to Oak Park Community Center to the ceramic class, the art class, and work out in.
Great. Awesome. And we missed Isabel, who made the cookies.
Who made the
I'm Isabel. I live on 42nd and 7th, and I've been here for 6 years now.
before we go over to Nicole, Michael has an advertisement to share with us.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so, I'm like a t-shirt guy. I got tons of t-shirts. Everybody always compliments me on you know, how cool they are, right? But I never get any bigger compliments than these t-shirts. Now, these are for sale, and the good thing about this is you're gonna look just as fly as me, right? And you're getting to a good cost because it's coming back to OPNA. So this is just one way we try to get up enough money to feed y'all every month, right? So if you contribute in different ways, this is yet another way you can contribute, and you can go out and represent the neighborhood. So these are for sale, and I got a bunch of different sizes. And what is the price on these?
$25.
$2,500. I'm sure you go to Ross and buy something for $9.99, but they're not going to be nearly as cool as these, right? So if you want one, let us know. We got a box right here, and the good thing is, I don't want to have to lug all these back. So if you buy one for a friend, Christmas gift, right? You can do that too. So they're here and they're ready. So just any point in time, let us know. Over here we have Isabel. She's the money lady for today. She can do the user cards, or if you have cash, we'll take that too. All right, and I got a bunch of different sizes. I'm out of smalls, but we got some mediums all the way to 3XL. So we're gonna fit everybody. All right, thanks guys.
All right, so let's talk about the farmer's market. Nicole, I'm going to pass it over to you. Maybe you can start with a little bit more about you.
Sure. Hi. I'm so happy to be here. Hi. Do you mind if I put I carry a water bottle around like I'm a toddler, and I'm okay with it. So as I mentioned before, I'm Nicole Rogers. And I have had the honor of being able to work with Food Literacy Center and the Oak Park Farmers Market for a little over a year. I run a marketing consulting group called GriftJack, and I work with farmers, agriculture brands, food brands, beverage brands, and help them tell their story. And I have had some relationship with Food Literacy Center and at the market since 2014. And so this was a real wonderful project for me to come on and support Jareen and Amber at Food Literacy Center as the market had found its new home at Food Literacy. So I actually have my colleague with me, Dina Chan. She is going to be part of the GriftJack team, and she is taking notes because I talk really fast, so I'm going to work really hard not to. And I'll try and keep some notes jotted as we go through a discussion. As really the goal for me to be here today is to hear from all of you on how we can really make this market sing. How this market can serve you, what sorts of things would you love to see there, how this market might work well into your habits, and really, do Joni some great honor. So, how many of you are familiar? Like I saw there was a lot of love. How many folks have been to the market this year? Oh, and I know I absolutely recognize some faces, and I was like, I actually think we may have chatted on opening day.
I just got that from you.
Are you sure? I think we might have. I was like, no. Although I get told that a lot. Everyone tells me I look like somebody's cousin. And I don't have that many cousins. But I am very happy to know that this is at least familiar for you, and that you hopefully will know a little more that you're familiar with the history of the market. So is there anyone who is uncertain of what the history of the market has been or how we got here?
I think you should explain.
I can certainly do that. So I'll never do the lore justice, but as Adrian had mentioned, the market had been created to really and truly serve the neighborhood, and Joni Tiverton was its amazing leader and founder. And a few years ago, I guess 2 years ago now, the Oak Park Farmers Market needed a new home to be under the umbrella of. And Joni had a long-time relationship with Amber Scott of the Food Literacy Center because of the work that Food Literacy Center does in our community and our neighborhoods. There was just a lot of easy crossovers, our immediate community, our immediate students, our immediate families. And so about 2 years ago, Food Literacy Center brought in Oak Park Farmers Market under their umbrella and helped get it launched back kind of roaring post-COVID. And so I think, as many of you might know, Joni had to step away to take care of some of her health issues. And so really this was an opportunity for Food Literacy Center, like I said, to really do Joni proud and how we can grow this market in a way that continues the original mission of serving its immediate neighborhood, its immediate community, and create a business plan for 2025. I know that sounds very formal, but really it's a way that we can help structure so that there's some longevity and there's some sustainability for the market long beyond 2025 to 2026. So Food Literacy Center and Amber and her team are really incredible stewards and will work so diligently to find funding. And so the market is funded for 2025, and nearly fully funded, maybe a little more than halfway for 2026, and they're looking at 2027 because they are a wonderfully forward-thinking group. So this really is our opportunity to hear from the community on what's working with the market and what sorts of things we wish were maybe a little different. So anyone have any questions as we start off, or anything that they, yeah, please.
By chance, will you be able to give like email or way to contact you? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Nope, I'm gonna just like fly out like that. Yes, absolutely. I have also on a couple of the tables QR codes that would take you to a survey for our community members. We're also interviewing and surveying our farmers and vendor partners to really hear from them as well. But it's just another opportunity for us to be able to hear your words and the things that are most important to you. So I think that in general housekeeping, I think you all know where the restrooms are, and I'm a fairly casual presenter, so please get up and have snacks and get drinks and seconds and thirds and whatever that you fancy.
Pizzas for Luigi's, forgot to say that.
And Luigi's
Excuse me, can I stop you for a minute?
Please.
What exactly is the Food Literacy Center?
I'm so happy that you asked. Thank you. I apologize. I should have checked in with the group. Food Literacy Center is a nonprofit that serves low-income elementary schools in Sac City Unified School District to really teach kids to love to eat their vegetables. It's a cooking and nutrition program that is free to the schools. It is free to our students. And really our desire is to help change the health outcomes, starting with our real itty-bitties. So that if we're exposing our kids to how to eat their vegetables, how to love their vegetables, how to be food adventurers, our hope is that they then become more long-lasting, healthy adults. So that is Food Literacy Center. Food Literacy Center has been serving our community, and within Sac City in particular, maybe not quite 15 years, 13, 14 years. So they, like I said, have had a wonderful start. Like, I want to say some of the earliest proclamations, the earliest starts were actually at Oak Park Farmers Market with Joni's support. So it was a really, like I said, a natural fit for us to be able to come in and work together. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that.
And you're located over by Channel 10. They have a garden, and then they actually work with different schools.
Okay. Yep, I know you guys. So yes, Food Literacy Center's headquarters is right next door to Leotard Floyd. And so there is the farm that is also on their property there that is designed eventually into next year for destination for field trips for our students, a place teaching garden. It is a place now where we host many of our classes. There's now a pizza oven. Amber couldn't be happier. And making a lot of pizza with a lot of veg. So it's, I mean, it's not Luigi's, but it's pretty great for these kids. So the goal of tonight's meeting is really, like I said, to better understand your needs and concerns and hear how the farmers market can really be built into a space as we think about what the next couple of years have in store for us. So really the most important thing for me to say is thank you for being supporters up to this point. Thank you for being here and being willing to tolerate listening to me for this long. So I am very grateful for us to have this conversation. I'm going to ask a handful of questions about the kind of the what was, what is, and then what we want it to be. And please just go ahead and call them out. I'll do a little bit of note taking, but this is really as good and as strong as the conversations are. So I really welcome just, don't be shy. You're all literal neighbors. So this works out well. Okay, so for those of you who have attended the farmers market, Share one thing with me that you've enjoyed. Everyone at once, go.
It's just seeing your neighbors on a nice day and eating fresh produce is really something that I think is, especially post-COVID, like nobody talks anymore. And it's something we could all talk, you know, not worry about it, different communities.
Live music. What was that?
Live music.
All right.
I like that you guys started putting like tables in the center for people to like really hang out and, you know.
Like a place to gather?
Yeah. Like sometimes it felt like, you know, you just get your boat veggies and go, but now it feels like another community space to hang out in for a while.
I like being able to share with the vendors, get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
Every week, look forward to seeing them every week. Chatting.
I love that. I think that getting to know vendors is a really important piece. Yeah.
I like ready-made food.
I like ready-made food too.
If the pound cakes, I get those all the time. But yeah, more ready-made food, hot food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. How can I adjust your, I both of you last. Please go first.
The double the coupons or something like that.
Oh, yeah, the EBT match. Yeah. It's the largest at any market in the area.
But what happens for us that don't get these? So I can get a discount.
I don't know.
Okay, so there was a time at the market where the first so many people, and I'm not sure Adrian who did that, but you got $5 to spend in the market.
Oh, market bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, we love it.
The cooking demos,
Oh, yeah.
samples, and also those $5 pastries. The baker guy.
Is that Andy?
I think so, in Volkswagen.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Children's activities.
The mobile library. We
Oh, I love that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we love the mobile library. The bookmobile.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, the Sacramento library.
So, this is wonderful. This is going to feel so validated. You have no idea. But I get to go back to the team and be like, they love everything. It's wonderful. So let me ask, for those of you who haven't yet had the opportunity, had the opportunity to come to the market. Oh, thank you. What's been a barrier? What has stopped you from coming to the market?
It's cold.
So you don't want to hear about market.
I'll say where's the heaters out there? Real cold. Yeah, turn down the cold is cold.
Mother Nature does not return my calls. Yeah.
I have a 2-year-old, so I'm up early, so I think the market starts too late. It might be a hot day. Yeah, it's late.
What else might have been a barrier to have you join the market? I'm going to attempt to not drop this again. Yeah.
I would say that there was a decline in actual fruits and vegetables. And I don't know if that's on the pro side, but that was the reason for one, that I loved it. And then when that changed, it was like, I don't think I really need to go.
I think, and that's, to be honest, that is absolutely a sentiment we heard exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there's competition.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Stanton has a Route 64, and
Yeah.
same time
Could we, yeah, go ahead. You used to be a market vendor. I mean, is there a way we could get, like, entice him to come sell?
So I think that's a brilliant question, and that conversation has come up, and I think, I'm going to just preface this, I have no answers about anything, I don't know. I will say that I think it is a really wonderful thing that the Oak Park Farmers Market really has served as a launchpad for other businesses. The idea that the market can be a place to further economic growth for other businesses is really quite special. So I'm like, I'm excited for Route 64, and at the same time, it's like, no, that's competition. But I do believe that there's plenty of fruits and vegetables that need to be eaten, and there's plenty of folks around who need them, so I think there's still enough for all of us. But that will get to another question I have later on about timing and day of the week and convenience. Yeah?
Two things for me. I'm not a morning person, and so by the time I get there, the eggs are always out.
Yeah.
So just like more support for our vendors to make sure that they have sufficient amount of produce.
Yeah, I feel you.
And the second piece is probably controversial, but we are pet family, and so not being able to bring your pets.
Oh, I know.
Probably a concern.
So I will tell you, that's a certified, thank you very much. That is a certified farmer's market rule. And so, oh, if you only knew how much I agree with you and feel this. I'm a crazy dog person, I'll just put it out there. But that is a certified farmer's market rule, which I think is a tricky bit. Being certified really does provide us a lot of benefits, like our EBT match and other things that way. But it also means that we have to play by the rules, and outside of service animals, it's, yeah, you get it. But I feel you. Yeah.
This might be controversial as well, but
You're among friends.
a small basket of strawberries was $8.
Oh.
And I was like, wow.
No, I get you. And I think some of that is, that's a super great point in terms of like where it sits in terms of quantity and price. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the bigger point is if you don't work for yourself, you don't understand what it's like to even have to say, yes, this is what I have to charge to live my life.
Well, truly, it's not even to just live your life, but to be able to grow and produce bits.
Grow your business,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I get it. That is one of the tricky parts about it.
I agree, but let's be realistic, like where we are, where our economy is.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it's one of those things I believe both things are true. Yeah. Yes?
How much artwork you sold there?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Artwork.
Artwork. All right. And did you have one more?
Yes, I wondered how much vendors are charged for their space, and is that a fair thing for what they have to do, and does that affect price?
That is a great question to ask, and I will say we really do have the lowest market entry of all the farmers markets in the region. And so I don't remember exactly offhand, but I know that it is lower, whether it's a $10 or a $20 gap between. But that was one of the main points of this past year, was being competitive, so it was a really low barrier to entry for those vendors.
You have another one.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, thank you.
I just want to expand on the art one. I think just anything that's beyond food people see there. I love that, like about the Midtown one has tons of things on food. I think that's cool to see that.
Yeah, I think that'll be really one of our tricky bits, is to find that balance between having lots of the food vendors and our produce and the high quality pieces, and also some of the desired makers. Yeah, Adrian.
So what's the prompt? Are you asking us like?
So it was, what was the barrier? We got navigated a bit. It was what's the maybe stopped you from coming into the market?
It feels like the Midtown. So you told part of the story, but there was kind of a period of time in which the market was poorly managed under another entity, and a lot of people left that market. A lot of people kind of gave up.
When you say a lot of people, do you mean the customers or do you mean the vendors?
Both. A lot of people weren't just, it was bad, and people started getting accustomed to the Midtown market, and that market just completely exploded.
Yeah.
Now with COVID and everything, it's huge, and I know a lot of vendors, even from earlier in the year at Wood Park, have gone, right, like vendors that I like. Like Neza, like I think the bread guy in Canada, I think now he's over there.
Yeah.
So there's been just this kind of shift over there. So all that is to just say, the Midtown thing is just like kind of cannibalizing several markets.
So that I'm going to jump us to kind of my next question, is really thinking what would really motivate you. And I think we touched on a lot of things that you think you'd like to see, and I think absolutely valid. I also want to see kind of the appetite for if there was a change in the time of day or a change in the day of the week. So thinking about like our landscape of markets, like you just said, Midtown is happening at the exact same time, right? And they've done a brilliant job of growing kind of what was like more of a maker's market into now having one full section of their block with 40 fruits and vegetable vendors. And so they have been able to kind of section their space out. So there's the produce, there's the baked goods, there's the makers, there's the activities. And so I think I totally hear you that there's kind of that lull, and that's where some folks went. But we also have the enormous, it's like probably the largest, if not one of the largest state farmers markets in the state on Sunday, on the freeway. And so that's right next to ours. So how would you feel about a Wednesday or a Thursday? Like a Thursday after work, or?
I think that would be very cool.
You would enjoy?
I think not only do you see Davis already on the
So I'm gonna hold that thought right here like that. So to answer your question is, I know that the campus has had stuff during the week. The Davis Farmers Market, I believe, is also now managing one, like starting a new one in the Roseville area. And there are some that happen during the week, they are in the evening. So they're usually like, yeah. And so, yeah, they oftentimes will be like, I moved recently to Petaluma, and the Petaluma Farmers Market is in the evening, and it's lovely. And many of the Sonoma County ones are 2 a week, and one of them is a weekend evening. Yeah.
So my question would be, if we're asking you a question, would we lose the Saturday and get a Wednesday night, or would we get both?
I think it would have to be an either or as we would grow, and I think having really the tricky bit, right, is we're kind of in a chicken-egg conversation, right? So the farmers are like, there's not enough customers, and I can't bring there, so the farmers don't come. The customers are left saying, there's not enough farmers, so why am I going to go? And we end up in this cycle. I'm a believer that a chicken needs to lay an egg somewhere. And I think the idea is to have our farmers really hear the desire, know how Oak Park Farmers Market managers and Food Literacy Center are investing and promoting and communicating with their communities and bringing folks in, that if you build it, they will come kind of dream. So I think that was really kind of the initial part, is it would be an or, and if we could grow to a place where there's enough demand, that would be incredible. The farmers would be elated. Nobody grows things just because they're pretty. I mean, some do. But farmers don't. Like, that's their desire to be able to sell their things. Did you have a comment?
Oh, no, I would love to be able to go on a Wednesday afternoon. Well, after work.
Yeah.
Because that's about when I run out of my fresh stuff on Saturday.
Yeah, we heard some folks say that, like, if they're having friends over or they're doing an activity on a Friday, they would love to be able to pick up some fresh produce without having to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, no, I always thought of like a Friday family, like happy hour, like a sprout hour, where kids are being picked up and going to school, you know, everyone's kind of getting off work and pray, and like, okay, what do you want to do? And if everyone's okay, well, go home, watch the game, do whatever. But I always thought like Friday highlight, or even a Friday night market would be really cool.
Yeah.
Do we have any ties to the Friday? Do we have any data as far as like what traffic looks like for the first Fridays that happen here? And if not, or if so, if we did it on a different day where we want people to commute, one of the parking fees, if people aren't walking from their homes, and then also too, like just the general one thing that I thought was interesting about the first Friday was like having it on Broadway, you're also connecting it with the other businesses. There's the natural lighting, or the lighting that comes from being on the street. So some things to consider about if we were to do it during the week, the location, if we were going to need to get more lighting.
Sure.
And some of those other things.
And I think something too is that the market is April to November. So generally we get some of the long days. But yes, 1 second, yep.
So yeah, that's a question I'm gonna add. Piggyback on this response. Is it possible to change sort of the layout of the market? So right now I think it kind of faces the park, but to make the businesses on Broadway to come down that street. You know what I mean? To bring those businesses into the market if they were doing like in the evening.
I mean, you're suggesting it be oriented which way?
35th.
Yeah, toward Broadway, right.
Thank you for your patience.
I was gonna say, one of our biggest problems this last year was that it was very hot in summer.
Man.
And tomatoes totally failed by many of the real good suppliers. And a lot of things are, that's a factor in growing.
Oh, we are so subject to Mother Nature, truly.
Yeah, and that's been a problem for many of the farmer vendors.
Oh,
And I don't know what you can, just to mention it as a reality, and I'm not sure if maybe a way to do it is to extend the farmer's market into the wintry months, rather than depend so much on the summer when we think of the growing season, but actually, we may be having to shift.
No, I think the duration is definitely worth consideration.
We totally failed this year by many.
Yeah, there was definitely some, I work in lots of areas of agriculture, and that was a great heartache across the board. I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, or like a Wednesday evening hot season in farmer's market, and then summer Saturdays. But I also started to point out that it'd be really cool to see the stage. That's actually on the opposite side of where most of the activity goes on. Particularly on Wednesday evening situation, and with all their like kids in a room.
It's like a park life house.
I promise I'll be able to read my hand. So I also want to, thank you very much.
Part of the problem with the Oak Park Farmers Market that started 14 or 16 years ago was when it was under Neighbor Works, somebody else took over and it went from Saturday to Sunday. Yeah, and that's where a lot of people got lost. A lot of our vendors went other places. There was no announcement to the community that it was moving from Saturday to Sunday. Then it goes back from Sunday to Saturday when you guys got it.
Yeah.
But how do you bring us back in? And then because of the cost of living, the cost of the produce, the food, everything has gone up. And if I was driving from Fresno or Watsonville to Sacramento, I can't pay $5 a gallon and not make any money.
You are saying exactly what every farmer's plight is when trying to be able to staff a farmer's market. And knowing that there's many competing markets, and it's a matter of, do I have family members that can serve at this market so I can also go sell at this market? Is there someone that I have in my team that can sell at that market? You're absolutely right. And that's where I think
what happened to us.
I think you're absolutely right.
And now trying to rebuild it and rebrand it under food literacy, you have a challenge.
We do, and it's a challenge I really love, because I honestly believe, like in my heart of hearts, that when our opening day, this last April, we had somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 people that came to the market that day. And we had nearly every television station at Sacramento Bee and Business Journal cover the stories. People were excited about the future of the Oak Park Farmers Market. And when we had talked with our vendors to kind of gear them up, like, hey, this might be a big opening, I think they were like, will it be? And it ended up being really big, and things were sold out really quickly. And so I think that the challenge exists because we only really get that, that one time or that first time to make that kind of impression. You don't want someone else to be like, oh, I'm not going to get up. This is happening too late. I'm getting up early, and I'm not getting the stuff I want. So really, that's part of our opportunity. I believe that we can build relationships with our farmers and our region's bounty. We have so much in this region that's available to us.
And get Aggie Square on board, and they can pump in some money, and then they can help subsidize some of the costs, and maybe the vendors could be reimbursed.
I think that's totally fair. I think that, yes.
UOP?
Oh, yeah. So I think, I would say, like, in terms of the, just one moment, I'm going to get him, and then you're next. Yep.
Oh, I just wanted to shut down on Wednesday, changing days. There used to be a market in El Rose on Wednesdays. Davis still has Wednesdays, and also I think Main Park used to have it on Wednesdays. But there's nothing anymore during the week. Yeah,
Oh, we were just talking about that earlier, where I was saying that I feel a little bit like starting now, and that's why I think this is a challenge that I believe is worthy, is that coming out of the pandemic, it's almost like I want to tear a page and start completely fresh. Like what worked in 2019 is not likely going to work for us or apply today. And certainly our survival and our hunkering down experience throughout the pandemic changed our behaviors in a lot of ways. And so now here we are fresh again to really think through what is it that's going to motivate us, what is it that's going to help bring these farmers in to feel that they're getting their business supported and there's good food coming in the community. Yeah.
One thing I think Midtown is really good at, but they're like a very walkable area with all their businesses, but like now that they're like doing the activities and the makers, and like, it really is like more bang for your buck to attend. And
it's like a destination.
It's a destination, so I think if we were pulling in our businesses more, like having like set activities or things like always, then like someone can get produce and also do something with their kids or their family or friends. Like, if you can make it have that depth.
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, please.
I was going to say too that the demographic is really shifting a little bit, and I'm wondering, like, I live in the area where the new medical stuff takes place in the alley and across in UOP, and those people don't cook. They don't market, and there's lots of them. And there's a lot of people like that, and it might be a good thing to somehow get some group, maybe junior college or high school kids that would do a survey and really see, like not just on the other side of the park, where how to get those people to our park, to our farmers market, what do they need? And then the people that are now living in smaller studio apartments, a lot of apartments are being built. Do those people, are those going to be customers? Who are the customers? And I think that kind of survey, especially if we've got the next winter months and so forth, if some group could take on that kind of work.
And just learning about these other neighborhoods, yeah.
Because, I mean, it's one thing to want the market, but do the people who live here want the market?
Besides this room? Yeah, absolutely. Adrian, and then I got you.
I think a lot of it is marketing. I'd love to hear ideas about how we can market the market better in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
But what I wanted to say was I like the current date, time, location.
Okay.
9 to 1 on Saturdays. That's what I like.
Can we extend the hours to maybe 2 or 3 or something like that? So it caters more people, or is it?
I think that we're certainly open to figuring out, like, really this 20-25 years, a little bit of the testing and hearing feedback, trying things that we think intuitively may work. It's not to say that going extended wouldn't work, it's just, in the summer months, it's just that much hotter, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're up there. I think there's definitely like a little bit of a, kind of a Tetris game that we have to play with at times to really see what will sing. Yes, please.
This is more of a, you want to empower the district, which what is happening as well, like you were saying. It's like the businesses too, and they're not really like, your business is kind of in the park, but they're like a block or 2 away.
Yeah.
And the park has like a few businesses that coming to outside of the park, and it might like bring people to be like, oh, I'm 5 years, you guys need to see this. That's the way that we don't have the power over that.
First Friday, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's the first Fridays.
First what?
He doesn't know anything about.
No, I do.
Oh, I was like, oh no, I was like,
You get what I'm saying, though?
I was like, did I say it wrong?
No, you said it, it's just, it's non-existent.
So, I have a quick question though. Oh, yes, please.
Like I said, I mean, I go every week, I can walk,
Thank you.
and it's great to see all my neighbors there. And I'm wondering, and I know someone gave me $2 to spend at the market, I would spend 20. Is there a way maybe to encourage, like, give
Turn this room into a group of ambassadors who are
or
going to have
coupons or something like a $2 token?
Mm-hmm.
If that brought in people, they're going to spend way more than that $2. I mean, I think it would be worth the $2 to get people in, you know. And only a park, people are going to only.
Oh, go ahead, please, thank you.
Two things. One, I like themes, right? So if it was something where, you know, we had a local business. So one thing I went to in LA, we had like a tortilla contest where all the local businesses made tortillas, and then certain people got nominated to go and try them. And I mean, we've got bakeries over here. We have OPB that would be willing. I don't know if I said alcohol at the farm, but Oak Park Brewery. We've got them right there too, right? We've got Old Soul, all of these different places along Broadway that would be more than happy to have people try their stuff, do competitions with new recipes. And then the second thing, if for some reason the Friday was to happen, Fresh Fridays could be a cool. I like related week, so.
I really like alliteration.
Yeah, for marketing purposes, like, I think Oak Park got some swag to it. So if we owned it, Fresh Fridays, everybody come to the community and get you some good stuff. I don't know, that sounds cool.
I appreciate this. Yeah, right there.
I think the biggest thing.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I totally skipped you. Hold on one more moment, sorry. Do you mind?
Yeah, you go.
Oh, go for it. I got purple hair in this spot, so.
Thank you.
No, I was just gonna add to like both points. In LA, we had a farmers market that did a raffle every particular hour, and they identified an hour that had the lowest foot traffic, and used that as a time frame to do the lottery or the little raffle. And what you got from that raffle was actually coupons to the vendors themselves, and they had agreed upon, oh, I'm gonna give the winner a bar of soap or a little bundle of flowers, etc. Like whatever the coupon is or the product is, they were willing to sponsor that week. And
That's a great. Where in LA were you?
that was West LA.
Okay, that's awesome. Oh, that's excellent. Yes. And then
So one of the things I've noticed at the farmer's market in Oak Park, I've worked with Johnny on stuff before, is that Sacramento, I love this town. Like, I absolutely love it. And, no. And there's so much going on. We have so many markets that are competing. What we really need to do for this market is make it, like, what's so different about it? It could be, like, a live art. It could be teach kids. We could be, there's so many other elements besides the Fresh Fridays. I mean, yes, it's the core of it. But if we find a little to that, to bring people after, like maybe we have it on a Saturday after the town market, we'll ride the bikes, maybe, you know, there's so many other things that, and if we incorporate it, that would bring more people to know more about factors.
I like the ideas of, you know, a Friday or something, but I think realistically, the time when people really want to connect with their neighbors is Saturday morning and afternoon. But, you know, it's like, even if you can't come every time, like it was a calendar event on my calendar, and I'd go anytime I wasn't doing something. And so that idea is what I was going to say, is we have to stand out, but we also have to figure out how to get some of these fruits and vegetables, because it's not a farmer's market, it's just coffee and, you know, soap and stuff like that.
100%.
But I think, I'd like to see surveys of people, and whether it seems to me that Saturday morning is, because that's what killed us, is when they moved it to Sunday. You know? So moving it to Friday, and like, I don't know.
Oh, that's her then. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
And she had an idea for me.
Sure.
I like the time that it's at right now. But I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys do demos, but cooking demos would be really nice. And because I'm an adult, so trying to build that healthy relationship with food. And so it would be nice seeing what we can make with the vegetables sold at the farmer's market. And it can be like super simple and quick. Like on the go, things that we don't need to buy like extra ingredients for. That would be really nice to see.
I think that would be stellar.
I have two ideas. One, with the markets, there's so many markets that are happening. Could we partner with ones that are food oriented, like the South Finest and Rome Horse Expo? It's like clothing oriented. And like you said, Oak Park has swag. We have very different styles than other neighborhoods. And if we had things like those type of markets coming into our neighborhood, I think that would be very unique. And then another idea of going away from Midtown Farmers Market is like, we are very community oriented, like they got business and whatever, but we take care of each other. So like thrift swaps or like things like that, like people, or like cooking demos, but like led by community members. I don't know how that would work. Like food swaps. I don't know if you guys are like, you have certain rules, but like if like everyone brings a dish and it's potluck, but we're also getting vegetables at the market. Things that we do as if like together that's cheap for us. I think might be more our niche. Either one of those.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the bringing other food, it's like if it's organized, like independently.
Yeah, like as a
like y'all just remarkably all show up together. And
yeah.
Look at all the cookies you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right there and then next. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to me that the spaces between where the current market is and the grass going out to 33rd Street is a big space that gives a difference between what's happening in Midtown.
The green space.
And we can come up with supplemental activities, whether it's kids' activities, petting zoos, whatever. And then even make like a carnival type atmosphere. It's just something that is totally different from what anybody else is doing.
I love hearing these ideas around the identity. That like this is what is uniquely you, as opposed to, well, this just works in all markets, so let's just do the thing. I really appreciate hearing the things that make you uniquely you. Yeah, go ahead.
So coming from the Bay Area, one thing that was really common is the live music and the consistency with that, and also some food trucks that are not just your everyday food, but maybe some kind of specialty. Like the one girl who brings the beef patties and stuff. But she doesn't bring them every week.
Yeah, no, I get that. So, yep, and then I have another question for you. Go ahead.
I mean, going back to the point I brought up earlier about cost, like, even if it's not a deal, people like feeling like they get a deal. So, to the extent that we can have the vendors, we can help coordinate, like, if you buy some of this, you get some of this, or if there's the packages that are made for people, where it's like your old park packet or whatever that like people can go and expect to get, where they'll give you a pre-order there, whatever it's like, bringing in more of that technology and the guarantee that you'll get something.
Oh, I love this. I'm going to jump ahead on my notes because I have a question that relates directly to this. So there are farmers markets, many throughout Europe, but whether it's a formal market or it is a gathering of other like smaller farmers working together, they're using what they call a RECO ring, R-E-K-O, which is an acronym that's coming, I believe, from like a Danish word. But what it essentially is it could be as simple as like a closed Facebook group, or it is a forum of which someone's able to say, I would need to buy 3 heads of red leaf lettuce and radishes, because maybe that's what we know the vendor's going to be there. The farmers then have an idea of how much to you can pre-order, pick it up, and the farmer knows how much is already, there's interest in that item, and then can be able to figure their inventory of how much more they can get rid of. So do you have an appetite for something that would be like anything from a closed Facebook group to another forum? Something you would use? Do you have
No, I think we can pre-order knowing that if we go at 10:30 on whatever day, they're not going to sell out and we're not going to pay $25 for half of the strawberries. We can like pre-order with them and be like, yeah, and then we have to kind of what that was.
Our Facebook group is very active.
Your Facebook group is?
Super active.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes.
And again, the picture of the business owner, that's a great idea, but how scalable is that for someone who's running a farm during the week?
Well, what we found with...
They would need additional support is what I'm getting.
Oh, totally understand. I would say most farmers, I think, would probably welcome, I think it would be a welcome program.
Yeah, because some.
And exactly. And that's where I think a lot of our region's farmers in particular, especially some of our smaller urban farmers, some of the struggles that they've had is getting their product out to enough places. There's only one of them, or they don't know how much to be bringing inventory to any particular location. So that might, at the very least, help them be able to manage inventory a little bit and expectations and be able, like I said, presents new problems, but I think the problems we would love to tackle. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about with people, the farmers that come in, that what they don't sell, they do outreach to local restaurants, so they don't have it, they have like lettuce, it's not getting wilted, and they'll go sell it to Oak Park Brewery or whatever spot.
Yes, that, I think they absolutely have kind of like a second recovery. Yeah. Go ahead.
Different from what you guys are talking about, Food Literacy Center has such a great network of businesses, like great chef connections, and the Veggie of the Year event that you guys have, like if you guys, like, we were talking about like, some of us don't know how to use the produce at the market and how we can use it in our neighborhood, or like in our homes. But like if you had like big names that are cooking really good dishes, people are coming out to eat those dishes, but then also learning, that could be cool.
No, that was one of our great opening, there was such amazing interest. There were so many people who attended the cooking demos on opening day. Because we had Patrick Mulvaney and Santana, and we had a great crew of chefs throughout the region that were there making food from the ingredients that were being sold.
One chef a day, a week?
No, they were like in shifts throughout the day.
Oh no, I mean like,
oh,
for like next year.
Oh, it would be amazing. Oh, I'm a big fan, absolutely big fan. So in terms of the like online ordering, is there barriers or anxieties about using something that would be online, or is that something that you legit, like you said, your Facebook group tends to be pretty active. Is that something that you feel fairly comfortable experimenting with?
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Or if they have like paper slips or something like that for one day and then the next week, like, okay.
That's what you're saying. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. If they have like easy map stuff, you get your tokens there and be like, hey, I know I have this now, and then give it to them or say, hey, whatever, how the farmer wants to transfer it.
And you know, this is a conversation that like our OPNA board will have to have, but we could, you know, might be able to lend some support to like putting together a Google form and sharing it out to our email. You know, we have 2,000 plus on our email list, 6,000 in our group, and good visibility there.
That is a dream.
Yeah, conversation.
Having the pleasure of being able to work in other neighborhoods or community groups, it is an absolute treasure to see how involved and how committed the community is. Dina, did you?
I just kind of a question too. Not all of you, like many of you are like, yes, online ordering, but some of you are like, no. So I'm wondering like why you say that. Because many of you, I kind of like, got this.
Well, one of the reasons would be cost. The only time where I am not able to pay for a service ahead of time is if I legit don't have the money. And so someone could be waiting for a payment on Saturday and they only have cash, or maybe they're only getting cash out for Venmo. And so I think that may deter some people from not having the means, like say I don't even have a credit card, how am I supposed to pay for this thing?
Right, and I would need to do a little more digging. There's an incredible farmer in Sacramento, Sarah Bernal, and yeah, she is really savvy with Rico rings in particular. And I need to know if she had, because I think she had set up tests a few years back that was Facebook Messenger specific, and there wasn't transactions happening. It was just pre-ordered, and so the transaction would happen on the Saturday. So, or at the time of pickup, which I think is happening a little bit with like, Randy did some of that, Andy's with the bread, I think that's how some of his like end of year. That's a super good point though, on understanding where the transaction.
Well, then it may take away, because if you're hoping that this person shows up, now.
Oh, I know, it's like, we gotta, I know, I don't trust this.
I think a potential concern with the pre-order, especially, I think I was reading that 1/3 of the purchases are for consumers.
Yep, that's right.
That will not be possible online unless that farmer somehow is an authorized retailer who is able to take pre-orders, which is right now it's a pilot program at the federal level. I think there's only 3 girls who get it. Yeah.
That is, again, that's like a solution I want to find. Yeah.
I think even if we were to do something offline, like, I imagine that would not replace how someone would order in person, right? To your point earlier, if said business owner were to place that pre-order, that is not restricting their access to provide their usual inventory based on how many people they expect to show up.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't have access to those things, at least I would hope that it would not then say, oh, you only have to do that. It's just another.
Oh, truly, it would be
it's
more
just
just a data
another
point to like,
option for
yeah.
someone, for that, busy family or whatever they want to come in, and it's gotta go, and then you've got something.
Exactly, there's like a little bit of security in that. No, I think that's right on. Yep, and then you're next.
I think you just mentioned that a third of the cost comes from the food stamp program.
A third of redemptions, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how is that, can we get a bigger percent of people with those food stamps? Because it seems like there are lots in the area.
And that was, I think, that goes back, it was a perfect question, and I think it goes right back to what you talked about in terms of marketing, that really rests with our storytelling and our ability to communicate to the community. But I think some of it is like, we needed to hear from the community going, yes, I'm interested in this, I care enough to have this here and have it be great. And being able to communicate with them in a way that includes that messaging, I think is going to be critical. It is one of the highest, if not the highest, EBT match at a farmer's market in the region.
Yes.
Yeah. You're next, and then you're next.
Well, I just gonna say, I don't have any hits pre-ordering, but for myself, the experience of just the meandering, and if I saw like a pre-bagged thing of peaches or hand select, I'm gonna hand select. I want to make sure, that's part of the experience of.
Totally. And I think that it would probably be an and not an or. So that would be, so that we're capturing as many people in the ways, like meeting them where they are, but I'm with you, I also really like to pick up my food.
Yes, I was just saying, I know that food literacy is in charge, but you said food literacy also works with the low-income schools in the neighborhood. I was wondering if that's something that could be marketed to people picking up their kids from after-school programs and/or.
Yep, exactly. Like we at Tonoploy, which is right next door to us, that's exactly what we did a little bit of that this last year in terms of being able to send some communications home with parents and the district. I think it's bang on. The students care. They're so excited about the recipes they learn in food literacy class. Like it's probably one of my most favorite experiences. I do absolutely remember this. Like little kids would want to stuff their recipe in their pocket and be so excited to tell you that they're gonna go home and make this for their family or make their mom make it.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, for the food that is there to be eaten on the spot, is there adequate seating, adequate tables?
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, I think, were you, I don't remember the setup, sorry, but I think maybe you mentioned that you like having the tables in the center that provide that sense of gathering. I think there's a lot to be said for that gathering experience. Yeah, in the back.
What happened to that program where it was like $5 for prepaid food, the kids made the food?
Oh, yeah.
I used to come here and buy from them for $5 and stuff.
That was done here at the community center?
Fresher Sacramento.
Oh, yeah, it was delicious.
Oh, I love that though. Oh, I don't know, but I think that's how learning more.
Here, but I heard that.
Oh, right, yeah. Brett, go ahead, please.
Oh, I'm just thinking about our dogs, and I'm thinking could we make a spot for dogs?
Oh.
A dog park does their little
barking lot, if you will.
Tables and a place where you can buy your food, one of you holds a dog, the other one holds your food. Really make it welcoming. Yeah, we walk there, and I would love to bring my dogs.
I absolutely love that. Yeah.
But maybe promote it, because.
Yeah, no, I think one of the themes I'm hearing is this desire for continued gathering, really intentional ways to continue to gather. You had a comment back there?
Yeah, I would just say maybe the basketball court, because the basketball court has a gate around it. You can bring some makeshift doors for the basketball court that has the fence around it. And
Expanding on the dog thing, I think just even like a temporary dog park thing for the Saturday, I think people that's something I wish there was a close one next one.
Pop-up
Pop-up would be super cool.
Yeah. I would love to learn in terms of
We would get a lot of people there if we put a dog park.
Oh, I love this. Is there any other, before I kind of summarize and talk through next steps, is there any other comments or, I think we covered actually, are so generous with your feedback. Yeah, did you have another thought?
Yeah, I was just going back to the art, like music scene here. Like I know Oak Park has had a long history in hip hop. We've got jazz, like bringing out more of our local artists and in strategic marketing with influencers in the area. Like I was just at the trivia night at Oak Park Brewery, and you know what it is when you get there, right? There's been teams that have been established, you might win that week, and there's flyers there. I mean, people, all the time with the flyers going on there, like having a place where you know that they're even just getting flyers for those that are for access reasons, for people that don't have access to the email or online. Being able to have a cute flyer with a Oak Park label on it for the market.
I partner. Yeah, go ahead.
Like maybe once a month doing like a yoga in the park or something, people out moving, so having conversations and get together.
Yep.
Or inviting friends to come with them.
I think that we had yoga and some kids activities and some live music. There's definitely been a little bit of a smattering of all of this. It's just a matter of really hearing like what's going to be the most important to you. And really what I think is no matter what the activity is, what I hear, you can tell me if I'm hearing wrong today, but I think that your real desire is to have more farmers and more the produce available to you, a place to intentionally gather, and a place that is uniquely you, that's celebrating the things that are either with your partner community organizations or community, like you're saying, the thrift pop-ups or some of those other markets, being able to really have that intersection of like food and the culture and life of the neighborhood, I think is really what I'm hearing. And I also feel like you have like some marketing side gig happening. I'm just saying. So I realize that I think I'm
take us home, Nicole.
Yep, I think we're right on our very end here. I am really grateful to have had you be so generous with your feedback, to be so honest with the things that you are interested in seeing, and really helping us make our 2025 market hopefully the greatest and the most accessible it'll be yet. So in terms of immediate next steps, as I mentioned, there is the QR code. If you'd like to be able to fill out a survey and share a little more information, just your own thoughts or your own perspectives, or if there was something that inspired you today where you're like, actually, I really want to make sure they pay attention. I personally and our team will read absolutely every single one. I promise you your words will be read and heard and valued. So if you take the time, I promise I read them here. I also encourage you to visit food literacy. You guys, I've been talking a lot. Foodliteracycenter.org. Be able to visit the Oak Park Farmers Market page and sign up for our newsletter. I absolutely encourage you to sign up or to be able to follow us on social. I would love for you to follow us on Instagram. We try and do our best to update on new activities, vendors that are happening, and keep you abreast of what's going on with the schedule. So I am very grateful again. I am working on the 2025 business plan. It'll be our goal to come back to you at some point early next year and share with you what our market plan is, how we might be able to really leverage your enthusiasm to be kind of our own community ambassadors, if you will, just being able to encourage you to come and bring your friends and be able to hear what our plan is to continue to grow the market. So thank you all very, very much.
So we need to make a decision on our day of the week.
So I think as of this conversation was just fact-finding, like seeing the interest for it, so I believe that we'll likely keep it the same.
Okay.
It was more of like, if the room was like, oh my gosh, this needs to be Wednesdays at 5:30, then I would be taking that back. But I feel as though that there was enough variety of response that I don't know that they would be changing it quite yet. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to email you.
I hope you do. Thank you.
Thanks.
One final note,
Please.
if you decide to change anything, before you change it and put it in cement, survey the people at the market and find out from them what they want, because I don't mind going to a market, spending a couple of dollars every now and then, and I've been to Meadowview, the one at the Elks Lodge, Rancho Cordova, Midtown, and Midtown has the worst parking. And the one on Laguna.
Oh, yeah.
And they all offer something, but if I am a farmer and I'm coming from, let's say Stockton, that $5 a gallon is gonna be put on that price of the product. But at the same time, we come to the market, we have no problem spending money, but we need to know that, yeah, I'm valued as a customer here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really hope that one of the greatest takeaways of 2025 is not just being able to implement the things that you all shared. Like I said, really the greatest sentiment is around place to gather, but that you feel there's a great sense of hospitality. That our farmers and our vendors feel there's a real sense of hospitality and value, and they're precious to us just as all of you and all of our customers are precious. And there's a true appreciation and hospitality from you. I will stop talking again. Thank you all very, very much.
That was really good. I'm glad we were able to have the conversation. Really look forward to learning more. So we have it's time for announcements now. Raise your hand if you have an announcement to make, please. Okay, raise it high. I promised Darnell we get to go first because he has to got to take care of your kiddo, right?
Yeah. So I have a couple of announcements. I have some flyers over here. So I'll start with what we have. So Habitat, we are gearing up for Rocket Block. Applications are open currently, and they close January 10th. It's not the best time for me, in my opinion, to open those applications, but they're open, so I want to make sure everyone knows about it. And yeah, the QR code here with some additional information. I volunteer, I donate.
And this is home repairs. Home repairs for people in Oak Park, right?
Home repairs.
Free home repairs.
So like if you need a fence, exterior painting, HVAC, roof, a good neighborhood fence, if you need windows, solar, EV plug, we'll do it all here. So please sign up. In addition to that, you scan this QR code, link to our website. And we also, in addition to home repairs, we also do community investment projects. So if there's a project here in Oak Park in your community where you want Habitat to revitalize or build, make sure you please that suggestion. It is income qualified, so based on your household size and your household income, and based on the AMI, the area median incomes for Sacramento County. And you have to be owner occupied. So if you're renting, you won't qualify. So in addition to that program, we also have our Cal Home for home repair program open. So this home repair program is available to anyone in Sacramento and Yolo County. You have to be a homeowner, and it is income based. But this Rocket Block is free or low cost, depending on the scope of the project. If it's past 7,500, then there's a 20% repayment portion. So you need a roof, and the roof is $20,000, you'll pay $4,000 for the cost of that roof. This repair project and loan program is slightly different. This is a loan deferment program. So up to $100,000 worth of repairs. And so it's deferred for 30 years, or until you sell the home, whichever comes first. Or if you make it to the 30 years, you can apply for an extension for an additional 30 years. So this is good for some, not for all, just kind of depending on your situation. And in addition to that, we have partnered with the City of Sacramento and the Sacramento Tree Foundation to offer free landscaping for 2 areas in South Sacramento. Homes off of Stockton Boulevard corridor. And so where it is exactly, there's a qualifying map that we part of the city to kind of find out where that area is. So in addition to the Stockton Boulevard corridor, anyone in Meadowview and what Meadowview looks like, we also have that in our qualifying process. Free landscaping to anyone or any homeowners in these areas. So that includes plants, trees, irrigation, and it's drought tolerant plants and trees. That's great.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions for Habitat for Humanity?
Thank you.
Great. We have a special guest, Bruce. come over and tell us about the crane tour and the performances of the guild?
Oh, maybe a year
Could have been a year ago, yeah.
But
But it's on the calendar now.
Yes, is my turn or you want to have other people?
Yeah, please, go for it.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Everyone can see the crane, that's more important than me, actually. I'm Bruce Foreman. I'm working with Images Theater, which is over 20 years running now theater group in Sacramento. Anyone familiar with Images by chance? They do shows at various theaters, including the Guild, and on their own theater. And we've got 2 exciting activities or events coming up this winter, and I want to share. Some of you may remember this, I was here, I don't know, many months ago when it was being planned, and now it's still being planned, but for our home stretch here. So one is low cost and one is free. And we can feed and transport you on that one, and I'll get back to that in a second. But the farmers market, maybe they go to the pound cake they have in Wendy's. Love the pound cake at the farmers market, which will be actually serving a pound cake as part of our food, which I'll get to in a second. The first one is local rhythms. Some of you may have seen the card. Adjourn sent it out to you for the membership, which I learned or relearned. It was 2,000, so you don't want to let me know, but let's hear that. So we have 4 exciting multicultural acts per show. We've got African, Mexican folklorico, Chinese ensemble and dancers, Hmong dancers, Brazilian samba, and also aerial dancers, Aboriginal themes, it's going to be riveted. It has narration by someone that you may be familiar with. She's a renowned local actress and singer, Carla Fleming. She's been in shows at various theaters, and anyway, she's going to be part of that show too. This is January 18th to 19th. There's 3 shows, 2 matinees and 1 evening show. We are awaiting some funding that we hope to get really soon. And if we do get that funding, we're going to offer very, very selectively a BOGO situation, buy one, get one free at the door at the box office. We're not advertising that even if we get it through. We're just making announcements of this group and maybe 1 or 2 other groups, Boys and Girls Club, Lemondale, and 1 or 2 others. But this is the first time it's being mentioned, and hopefully stay tuned real soon. I'll let Adrian know if you take advantage of the discount situation. It's already discounted to begin with. With a multicultural dance, especially at a discounted rate, would that interest anyone in the room here by chance? It's very family oriented. There's also an environmental connection. Each of the shows is going to be having a segment or 2 or 3 that relates to cranes. These are birds about this big. They're rare, they're actually threatened, and there are very few places in California. I used to work with cranes. They're kind of hidden places. But if you're in the birding community, you get to know these things. If you're not, you don't, unless you have this opportunity. A free trip to see the crane. A little bit of walking at one site, more stationary at the other site. Stationary because there's no need to walk. We expect to see 500 to 1,000 cranes, sometimes even more. And diversity of birds, which would be a good metaphor for the informal tour that we'll do with the diversity of people. Being a strength of the community, it is with the ecological community. So we will have a crane viewing that includes a picnic. Thanks to the generosity of Rancho San Miguel and the markets and the Sacramento National Food Co-op. And various sponsor players, we're going to bus you there. It's going to leave right from the parking lot, right outside here, on February 8th, 12:45 to 5 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock. By registration, this is the bus can only take 50 people, the patrons of the strip. So you don't want to wait to sign up for that. We're only announcing it at the theater program and here. You guys keep it to yourself. Keep it to your community. And you can bring friends. So you go to the theater, you can make it a wonderful show. You can bring them along. Sign up for registration for guests who didn't see the show. Your family, your friend, your next door neighbor, whoever you'd like to bring as a guest, you can sign that person up. And there's a website to do it. You can probably do it in person with Kyle or staff here. But we are going to have a wonderful time, a very joyous time, sharing the joys of nature that It's not going to be a heavy science program. We're going to infuse a little bit of that, but pretty much informal. We want people to share the joys of nature with each other. We hope to do more free tours in the future. Maybe not a bus, because the bus initially was going to be free through the city of Sacramento. With budget cuts, they had a freeze on all bus use. So the sponsorships might take you a little bit higher.
So folks can, oh wow.
So anyway, most of our work future, all the leaders of the trips are doing it for free. I'm one of the leaders. I used to work with cranes in my Department of Fish and Wildlife career. I had managing the site actually.
So folks can go to imagestheatercompany.org to get tickets?
Yes. You scroll down right past the Seas Candy, don't get stuck on Seas Candy, and right away you can see, you go to Eventbrite too, but you go to the Images Theater Company, Images Theater is T-H-E-A-T-R-D, and it takes you right into the information for this, and then you go on Eventbrite with one click, and you can pick your show, you can learn more information, and you can see about a little more information about the crane tour. These cards are here, they're available if you want to take a bunch, give to your friends, family members, neighbors, but go online to Images Theater. It's at the Guild Theater, and they are putting something up soon, but you really need to go to Images, because right now the Guild does not have it. They don't put rentals on their site.
And then the crane tour is through it's a different website, right? It's the Oak Park Community Center website.
Right.
So to sign up for the free crane tour.
Right. Any questions? Thank you for listening. I hope you take some cards and share them. I hope you come. You eat well. You will eat well with the food that we will have. Sandwiches and salads and pound cake from the farmer's market and another item that I believe I have a surprise for you. I can't give you all of them. But you will find it very tasty.
Thank you.
Any last question?
This is exciting. I just think this is a really unique.
You know, you heard what go on this trip, by the way. When you see the cranes, you will remember that and you will listen to them. Their songs are beautiful, like orchestra. They dance. That's why they're incorporated into the dance shows, because they do dance. And you will see some dancing. February is a good month to see the dancing because they're gearing up for their courtship that they do up north. And so you will see maybe 30 different kinds of birds, but when you see hundreds of cranes and hearing them, it's like a orchestra of nature. You will remember for the rest of your life, and you'll want to see them every year, again and again. And then the diversity of birds are really fun too. All kinds of water-related birds, hawks, herons, so forth. Adrian, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope to see you there and come up and say hello if you do come. I'm Bruce Foreman. I'm the producer of the show, working with Images Theater. And it's very exciting. It's very family-oriented. Not a kid's show per se, but it's very accessible to most age ranges. You know, like above 8 years old. Younger kids probably enjoy it somewhat, for sure. But it's for everybody. And don't wait too long to sign up, because some big organizations are putting out their memberships any day now. So, the Crane Connection, there's Crane environmental organizations, and it's going to be really picking up soon, especially the trip. That's a limit. The theater has a limit too, the number of seats for free shows is 600, but the bus only takes 50.
Thank you, Bruce. Let's give Bruce a round of applause. Thank you. All right, who else had announcements?
I'll be quick for the interest of time. Hello, everybody. I'd like to try and give updates about what's happening at the state level. I work in the legislature, so some of the things that y'all should keep track, as you're thinking about advocacy, just from within the community and the things that are about to start happening. Electeds are starting to get their legislative packages together. So they're starting to meet with advocates, lobbyists, community members. So if there are things that you want to see different in the community, having those conversations now is extremely important before they start cutting and making all of their deals for the year with what they plan to run. That's really big. Budget asks, things of that nature. If there are certain, either that be parks or schools or anything of that nature that you'd like to see. Libraries, right, that receive more funding. Budget asks is the time right now. We are in a deficit, but there, with the most recent bonds has been passed for that little bit of money that hasn't already been appropriated. Now is the time to get involved. And then third, if you haven't seen already, the mayoral election is final. Kevin McCarty will now be the upcoming mayor for Sacramento. Flo stepped down as of yesterday. So just keeping heads up there. And if any of y'all have any questions about what happened last year, what any of the propositions look like as far as implementation goes, or things that you'd like to see in the Oak Park community, and you want to hear from me about best ways to advocate to your member on that, we'd be more than happy to.
Hey everybody, I'm Shani Dacus. I'm with Positive Brazilian Folkloric Arts, Sacramento. Our organization's been here for about 15 years in Sacramento, and we have classes at Oak Park Community Center on Saturdays, Brazilian Capoeira, Angola, for anybody who's interested at 2 o'clock. But we are doing an event here. It's a free event. We're doing on December 14th. If you want to just come and see some music and some performance of Capoeira Angola, it's going to be December 14th. We're going to have some light refreshments, and then we're just going to see the performance, and we're going to perform here from like 1:30 to 1 to 2:30. So feel free to join us.
Do you have more handouts?
Yeah.
Who else has announcements? Always.
I always do. Oak Park Fix-It Cafe is also, it's always the second Saturday. You guys know who knows what it is?
I do.
Somebody else still on that. Keep doing more stuff. Okay, so we are at, next to Luigi's, there is community shop class, which if you haven't been there, you need to go there. This is an opportunity. It is a separate business or nonprofit that helps people with learning skills, tools. But they host the Oak Park Fix-It Cafe every second Saturday from 11 to 2. And we fix bikes and sharpen knives and sew your clothes and fix electrical. We have a guy, this is our 7th, we've been going for 7.5 years. And we have Bob, who is like the miracle fix-it electrical guy, who's been there since day one. But it's also, if you're looking for the community space to connect with people, this is the place. It's just a really, no agenda. People don't have any agenda. It's just to hang out and help each other. It's all volunteer. It's all free. We have food. My husband used to make some vegan, amazing soups, and it's a great place to hang out. So this has a QR code on it. So it has a QR code that you can sign up to just get a once a month. Hopefully once a month, maybe not even that, but we try.
Is it still a community shop class?
It's a community shop class, yes.
And raise your hand if you've been in community shop class. A lot of people haven't been there.
Oh, you guys, it is the most beautiful shop it could even fathom. And support that too. You can be a member there. You can be a member and never go, like me, except on the second Saturday, but it supports what he's doing. Yes?
Do you have any kids that want a bike and they want to fix it? I got 2 kids like speedway bikes.
Oh, yes. So, actually, the really cool thing is the Sacramento bike outfit. So we had trips for kids next to it, doing a bike repair, sort of teaching kids how to fix bikes. He has now gone to the Met and is working directly with that high school downtown to have more access to kids that he can support. But Sacramento Bike Advocates, whatever, is that what it's called, Saba? Yeah. Sacramento Area Bike Advocates. They are creating in that space the most beautiful bike shop you've ever seen. And they will be training the community, but having it open more. And so, yes, you can bring bikes. I don't know what they're doing, but we'll figure it out. Because it's not John anymore, so I don't know exactly, but yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody know that we have t-shirts for sale? Last one reminder before you go. Good. Boss today, I want to bring back light glasses, so if you see a t-shirt you like, let us know.
They are comfortable.
Yeah, they're Turkish cotton from the Himalayan mountains.
All right. Yes.
Thank you for coming. My name is Yesenia Jimenez, this is here again. You actually inspired me to share a little bit more about the work that I do. So about 3 years ago, we were able to gain $1 million from the state legislature as a commitment to our children who unfortunately lost parents or caregivers to COVID. I know many of us probably know family members or community members who lost loved ones to COVID. And a lot of the questions is like, what happens to the children who were orphaned? Where are they now? And so one of the biggest commitments is actually giving these dollars to the children themselves by developing what's called the Child Trust Fund account. So now all of these children who lost families, or I should say parents or primary caregivers to COVID, will be eligible for receiving $4,500 by starting next year. So if they're 18 or over, or in general just lost a parent, they will be eligible for this account. They just have to claim it or enroll into the program. And so it will be a huge community effort to ensure that we're outreaching to as many families as possible, as many children as possible, to ensure that they are aware of this program. And there's nothing you can ever do to replace a family member, but it's a small little seed that we hope could eventually help support them in whatever resources they desire. So if you're interested in learning more about that program and how to get families connected, please let me know. We also have 2 youth board member seats that will be available, and they will actually get to serve with the state treasurer, state controller, some really big leaders in the state. And these whole youth opportunities for this is like almost non-existent across the state. And so it would really mean a lot to have somebody from our community to actually be elected into the board for this. So again, if you know of any youth who might be interested in that type of work.
What's the age range?
Anywhere from 18 to 26. And so if you know of anyone, let me know, and they can, we're helping them apply for this board seat.
Quick question, do you have an electronic version of the flyer for the program that we can share?
I do, and I was like, can I send it over to somebody? Okay, I will send it to you, and hopefully you can disperse that too. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here, so, but I get to do an announcement. So my day job, work with this guy, welcome. Nonprofit Valley Vision, we're located on 3rd Avenue. We do all sorts of quality of life projects around the region. I'm like one of our environmental people, so I staff a project where we're actually helping communities deploy air quality sensors and fund clean air projects in the neighborhood to try to reduce air pollution and try to address environmental injustices, particularly in Oak Park, North Sac, and Meadowview. And so we got money from the state, from the Air Resources Board, pots of $50,000 for each of those 3 neighborhoods to invest in community projects, community clean air projects. So the grant is open now. It's open through January 5th. It's very broad. You could be a small business, you could be an individual, you could be a nonprofit, you could be a church group, all sorts of things to qualify. And just as long as you can propose a project that you think reduces air pollution and it has some sort of metric that can be tracked, you can be considered for an award. And we have a committee of local residents in Oak Park who are going to be making the funding decisions. Same with those other neighborhoods. So if you're interested in clean air work in Oak Park, or you know someone who wants to do stuff in North Sac or Meadowview, might be related to tree planting or mobility projects, or even advocacy around environmental issues, come get a flyer, because we're really excited to have secured the funding. We want to get it in the hands of community members. So that's this. Okay, I think there's some leftovers. We'll see you guys in the new year. Thank you.